Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
I'm bringing sexy back. That entryway don't know how to act. Danie friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danie, and today we are doing some DIY entryway decor, and I couldn't be more excited because last week I put my body through the ringer. I basically put a new title on my resume of landscaper. Boy, I landscaped that front entryway. I pulled out weeds, I leveled the ground, I pulled out old paver stones, put down new paver stones, laid some brick, added some herringbone pattern, and by golly, did I make that entryway look different. Of course, if you missed that episode though, I will link it up above for you. But this week, I needed to slow it down. I spent all of last week revamping the entryway, giving it that new look, but I didn't really get time to think about the decor that went into this space, how to make it look beautiful and one of a kind and more like me. We got the basics, but now how can we bring the flair, bring the magic? You know what I'm saying? So I decided that we would focus this episode on just making entryway decor, really getting into our DIY roots and seeing if we can come up with something crafty and fun. And I think I got it. So let's get into this episode because I'm excited for this. So editor, roll the tape. Boop. Let's talk about the entryway, shall we? So this is the stoop. I call it the stupendous stoop, but it is a stoop nonetheless. On this stoop, I currently have an old mirror. I struggle with what to put on this little wall here. It feels very blank, and I kind of just like that the mirror sits there. It's nice. Maybe we can brainstorm what that will be eventually. Maybe not a mirror, maybe a piece of art, I don't know. But for now, this is working. I also pulled an old plant from the backyard. I kind of like it here. It's a nice little pop of color. And this shelf is just stupendous for us. We love it, especially because we're working in the garage all the time or in the front yard. It's a really nice place to put a drink. Realistically, that's pretty much what we use it for, is just to place drinks on, but it's a great place. In my last video, like for the beauty shots, I had like a planter here and this plant that you see on the corner. Lovely plant, love your work. You're beautiful. However, I think this area, I kind of always envisioned some kind of bench thing would be really nice right here. And on top of that, a lot of the times people have a hard time finding our entryway because it is kind of like off to the side. It's kind of in the back. So I really like this idea of maybe creating like a house number to put here, like something long that sits more vertical versus horizontal. And I feel like it's like could be colorful. I think it could be a nice little pop, and it really just brings some personality to the front entryway. Ooh, and then I have these planters here. So I really do love flowers. I love having flowers. I think they just brighten up a space. So when I went to Walmart, I actually found these giant planters for $20. If you're looking for big planters, go now. Walmart, 20 bucks, couldn't believe it. And honestly, I think these are great. I've placed these in front of my wood storage and I just mirrored it on both sides, and I think that's kind of nice. So I do need to find some plants for that. I'll probably put this guy in this one and maybe find a second one of those to put in the other side. And then, I don't know, having the plants there, it kind of just felt like having a plant here might feel like too much. So I think, yeah, we go for some kind of bench item here, and maybe a new mat would be nice. This is just kind of plain Jane, and I'm the opposite of plain Jane. I'm fancy Jane. So I got a great idea for the number sign, so let's go start that project because I know what I'm doing, and then we'll figure out the rest as we go. Okay. Are you coming? DIY friends, I'm just taking a quick break with my therapy dog to thank the sponsor of today's episode, BetterHelp. Now, as someone who suffers from high levels of stress and anxiety, I do take my mental health very seriously because when I'm not good, man, I am not good. My entire life and those around me become affected, and I don't want to hurt the people that I love or do anything to ever affect me from spending time with you guys every Saturday morning. Now, therapy has been a great tool
for me personally to help, and BetterHelp has been the online platform that I personally use to not only make receiving therapy affordable, but accessible with my busy schedule. Now, their platform makes finding a therapist so easy because it's all done online, and by filling out a few personal questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist, usually within 48 hours. And I can actually speak to that because I think I was matched within 2 hours. So I was pretty impressed. And then once you approve your therapist match, you get access to the BetterHelp portal, which basically you can just talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether that's messaging over the phone or maybe a video call. And it's great because you can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for your schedule, which I think is huge. And that was a huge thing for me. I personally believe therapy is such an integral piece to life's puzzle, and regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just someone who's going through a tough time, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a very, very different way. Now, if this is something you've ever considered and you think you can benefit from talking to somebody, let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you, all from the comfort of your own home. Please visit betterhelp.com/DIY Danie. That's better HELP, or choose my channel DIY Danie during sign up and enjoy a special 10% discount on your first month. All right, therapy time's over. Let's get back to the DIYing, shall we? Okay, let's talk about the idea. I have had this dream, well, also obsession with wanting to create my own mosaic something. I love that Mosaic is having like a moment right now. You're seeing it all over like outdoor decor trends, and I'm here for it. And I thought, you know what, this is the perfect way to add some personality into my front entryway, a pop of color, and just like make it feel quaint and creative. So what I have in front of me here is a concrete board. I've actually already cut this. You can find this stuff at your hardware store. I'm going with concrete because it's a great concrete idea. No, it's just great for exterior applications like this. You don't want to build something like this off of a wood substrate, just because wood will expand and contract when it gets wet. There's a lot of movement in it, and that can cause your mosaic to crack, and that's not what we want. If we're going with this is going to be great for outdoor application. It gives me a base to build my mosaic on, and it's going to be heavy duty. So this stuff is very inexpensive. I've already gone and pre-cut mine. To cut this, I just used my angle grinder with actually what I used last week to cut my bricks. I used that exact same blade. This is a diamond tip blade, and it's made for cutting through stronger materials like concrete and stone and any kind of masonry. Now you're probably asking, well, what are we gonna use to make this mosaic? Well, let me tell you. Behind me is an array of colorful ceramic plates in all sorts of colors. Ooh la la. And then I also ordered some colorful square mosaic tiles from Amazon. They have not arrived yet. They might come today. If they don't come in time, I think we have enough material. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know, but we're moving on. Before I could even begin the mosaic fun, I first needed to solve how I was going to hang this. I went with a small French cleat from the front, just determined where I wanted the cleat to go, marked the holes, and drilled through my concrete board using a hammer drill and masonry drill bit. I popped in a screw-in washer through the front and secured the cleat on the back with a nut, and voila, we have our hanging mechanism ready to go. Okay, now that we have a way to hang this, I want to focus on creating a really great frame for it. Yes, I could just grout over the sides and kind of make it look like a stone, but I really want to make this feel professional and have nice clean edges. So I think creating a frame is going to be the way to do it, and obviously we have to DIY it. So what I got was this, because I was like, maybe I'll make it out of metal, but I don't want it to be very heavy. I don't want it to like weigh it down. So then I thought about the bath section where they have these aluminum L pieces. These are meant for showers, but I figured this is perfect. So what I hope to do is basically just create a frame where we're gonna cut the corners at 45-degree angles and then bend it to create this nice shape. Now it's exactly the color I need it to be, which is perfect. And these things are pretty inexpensive. Like a full 8-foot piece like this was about $15. So what I wanna do is I'm just gonna start on one corner and I'm gonna work my way around. So let's make a frame. I mean, I'm shocked, but this frame actually worked to plan. The aluminum is so lightweight that snipping it in a triangle pattern at each corner with the tin snips was super easy, and then once snipped, I could just bend nicely around the corner until it came to an end where I simply cut through the entire thing.
They're lovely. We've got a little frame.
All right, so now I'm gonna use some super duper stupendous glue, and we're gonna glue this bad boy together. I mean, who doesn't love a super duper stupendous glue? Like I mentioned, I used a super duper glue with an accelerator to help quicken the dry time. I ran the glue along the inside of the frame, stuck my concrete board into place, and used my accelerator to just tack the sides. This at least allowed me to move on to the next step without having to wait for the glue to dry on the inside. Kind of impatient, so this accelerator is perfect for people like me. All right, so I have my numbers here. I just printed this off the computer and sized it properly. Where are my scissors at? You having a nice day? Weather look good this weekend? Good, 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 good. It's gonna take so long to cut these out. Hey, but good news. While I was farting around with this edge, guess what came? The tile. So I think we are in good shape today, my friends. So close. Feel like that feels pretty good, no? All right, so with the Sharpie, 3, 0. Just make sure spacing looks good. That looks like sideways, doesn't it? You can adjust it. Luckily, this is just a template, so. All right, that's not bad. We have some numbers. Now we get to play with design. I'm so excited. We're gonna start doing some mosaicing. And I think I wanna go with a pattern of having this as my number system. And then I wanna do a green border, a pink border, and then on the inside, once we have the numbers laid out, I think I just wanna do like a random mosaic of this blue tile here. Like I'll break this up and then just use pieces, because I think the blue on blue is gonna look really pretty, and then against the pink and the green, it's just gonna be simply divine. So I think this is a good idea. I think it's the way I wanna go with this, but we need to break this plate. But I think I can do this in a way without being archaic. Nice. Well, that was a nice therapy session. This is like a fun puzzle. Such a pretty pattern. Oh yeah, that's good. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, it looks weird now, but I think this is like one of those trust the process moments, because once we get all the grout in there, I think it's really gonna transform. And I'm pretty impressed because these things are pretty stuck on there. I mean, this weld bond stuff, this is my first time ever using it, but it's holding up to its name. So what I'm gonna do is do a stick of glue all the way around the edges, and I'm gonna do my 2 borders, and then basically I'm just gonna start filling in the rest with dark blue. So I think we're good. I'm just gonna start using all these little teeny tiny little squares, and we'll start making something happen. I like this. This is fun. This is really fun. Well, friends, I have hit a snag. It seems that I don't have enough of one color to do something very prominent on the back. So I pulled out all the white and I thought, okay, well, I'll put all the white kind of sporadically around. It can look mosaic, and that's fine. But when I do that, it makes the numbers just kind of disappear. So then I was like, well, maybe if I get like a darker grout and then grout the numbers in a darker way, maybe then they'll start to pop a little bit. But I'm just kind of, I did a little tester here, but I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe I need to bring in the blue tile. I hate to say this, but I think I actually have to pull up all the numbers and start over.
Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
I think with the solid blue, the number will just like be more defined and pop a little bit. I think that's the best way to go. So I think I'm just gonna start pulling up each piece, and it breaks my heart so much. I'm so sad. At least these plates were only from the dollar store. I can rest easy knowing that. All right, so I'm gonna pull all this up, I'm gonna smash some more tile, and I'm gonna redo the numbers, and we're gonna do a little movie magic because we don't need to see me do the same thing over again. So with that said, movie magic this bad boy. The blue looks way better. Oh my gosh, I don't even know why I even questioned it. I think it's gonna look so good grouted. What I do know is that I don't have enough white pieces to fill in my backdrop, so I thought that I would just kind of like do a random kind of mosaic here. I added a couple little yellow pops, which I think is a nice little thing, because I really wanted to bring some yellow in, you know what I mean? It just needed a little extra something. But all that said, I think I just want to get these glued down tonight. What time is it? It's already really late. It's 9:31. It's 9:30 at night. You don't believe me? Look, 9:31, and I'm sitting here gluing mosaic tiles. It's a dream come true, friends. It's a dream come true. Okay. Yay, late night DIYs. Let's go. Well, Mr. Mosaic, how are we? Take a look at this. I kind of had like a weird panic moment last night where I was like, is this gonna end up looking like weird and tacky? But you know what? After seeing it this morning, I kind of love it. I love how colorful this is. I think it's cute and I'm really excited. I did add the bracket on the back now because we are moving into the grouting stage, which means that we're gonna need to grout over top of these. I'm hoping it's gonna look okay. I think it will. So what I have here is a white grout. So I need to mix this up with water. And then I have a few spatulas here. So normally what you would do is apply it with like a trowel. But in this application, using some painter palette knives, I think is gonna be perfect for this. It's gonna help me get into all the little corners, the nooks and crannies, and I have 3 types. I just picked these up at the dollar store. They're very inexpensive, but they're definitely gonna help in this project. So I'm gonna whip up my mix and let's get grouting this bad boy because I think it's gonna be so cute. Like a Frosty, which is giving me some conflicting feelings of being hungry, but also like, don't eat this product, you know what I mean? You know, and weight-wise, this thing isn't doing too bad. I was kind of worried that it would be super heavy, but I mean, I guess we'll see once this is all finished, but so far it's feeling pretty good. Like, I'd say maybe it's only like less than 10 pounds. They see me roll, ta ta ta, da 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 da. Oh, that wasn't so bad. How do we all feel about that serenation? We like that? I enjoyed that.
Honestly, friends, I'm actually kind of shocked how well this turned out. I'm pretty excited about it. Now all I need to do is just like let this sand dry. I gotta let it sit for 3 hours and then I can come back and like really clean it up. It's still a little dusty right now, but all things said, I think it looks amazing. I think it's gonna look so cute out there. Oh my goodness. While I'm waiting on this to dry, I think I found a really great bench solution that's gonna be so cute for this entryway, and it needs to be customized. So let's go to the garage so I can show you. Okay, friends, check this out. Look at these behind me. I found on Facebook Marketplace for 60 bucks 2 iron bench ends that we can create our own bench from. As we know, I do love a good industrial touch. There are some elements of that in the front entryway with the farmhouse light. I like the little industrial barn doors. So I was like, well, having an extra little industrial element wouldn't be unusual for this space. And I was like, okay, well, what could bring that industrial element? And then I got thinking of those iron benches. So I went online, I was like, okay, maybe I can find a bench. I couldn't really find the right size, but then I saw that somebody was selling just the ends and I was like, well, this is perfect. I can custom fit a bench for that entryway. So now I don't have to worry about sizing or finding a piece that like could maybe work but maybe not work. We can fully customize this bench to our benefit, and that's what I love. So I got these. Now they are in a bit of rough shape. They do need to be cleaned up. Now the hardware on this is a little bit rusty. I don't think it's worth trying to rejuvenate that hardware. I can just go get some new hardware and it's very inexpensive, but I'm trying to be cost effective. Getting these for 60 bucks was a steal. You get it, because it's iron. Does that make sense? Then I remembered I have all these offcuts that were left over from my garden bed build. So I think I'm gonna actually be able to build this bench for the low cost of maybe like 65 bucks. Okay, well actually I need to get the finish. I wanna put a finish on these boards. So, okay, maybe it's gonna be like 70 bucks. But getting a bench, an iron bench with wood for like under $80 is unheard of. And I think we're winning. I think we're winning. DIY is winning today.
Let's just wait and see what happens.
But first things first, we need to clean these bad boys up. So let's take them outside and let's give them a good shower, shall we? Good news is all the hardware is coming off super easy. Get out of here. No. Ha ha! Take that, rusty old nails. That's lovely. I'm going in with a semi-gloss in black. I didn't want it to be high gloss, but I felt like a semi-gloss was like a nice place in the middle, especially when you're doing metal. But this is a spray paint that is specifically, it's a high performance rust enamel, which means it's specifically made for metal applications like this. These are gonna look brand spanking new when we're done with them. Oh yeah. Yay, we have 2 updated bench sides. We do need to let that dry. And I mean really let it dry. So we are giving it a full 24 hours, my friends. But in the meantime, we need to figure out how big, how wide we want this bench to be. So let's go measure that little area and then we can start cutting up all of our cedar pieces to make up our bench. This is like the easiest transformation ever.
Don't be ridiculous.
All right, so let's see. I think 28 would be nice, a nice even number, you know what I mean? So let's go with 28, and then there's a little bit of a gap here. There's a little bit of a gap over here. So I just need to take into account the thickness of the bench sides. But, so, we're probably looking at pieces 26 inches long. Okay, fine. Okay friends, so I just went to the hardware store. I went to go pick up like a clear finish to put on top of the cedar boards, but then I started thinking like maybe it'd be more fun to do a color. And they had this beautiful color called Lily Pad. This is by Beauty Tone. And I was like, oh, like should I go a color? So we need to do some testing. I actually have a clear, which is just, you know, a clear coat on top of the cedar. I have Lily Pad, which is a beautiful green. And then I also have some old cedar natural tone in the Bare Premium. So I think I want to try all three and then put the tester on the wall over there and just to kind of see what it's going to look like. But I think we're in good shape. Am I crazy for wanting to do a green bench? What if we went for like a checkered pattern?
That's crazy talk.
That's not crazy talk. This is crazy talk.
What we need to do is test. So let's do that. Ooh, look how beautiful this green is. We're going for the dunk. Let's do it. Okay, we're going in with green. Ooh, is this just gonna end up looking swampy? I feel like it might look swampy. That's the Lily Pad, AKA swamp water. It's probably not a good sign that I'm calling it swamp water. This is just good old clear. And then we have a natural cedar tone. There they are. What do we think? I don't really mind the green so much, but let's go put it against the wall and see what we think. Maybe we'll change our minds. I don't know, what do you guys think? I genuinely can't decide. I don't know if I'm jiving with the cedar. Like I almost wonder if natural would be the better way to go. But then I think of the green border that's on the number system that we just made, like the house sign. And I was like, well, maybe if that's green and the border's green, there's gonna be like a nice little tie-in with the blacks and then the blacks here. I mean, like maybe color is kind of fun. Cause green and black always look really good together. I mean, I guess it's the brick that's kind of throwing it off for me because maybe it doesn't look great with the brick, but I do think that maybe it's kind of fun to go with a color. What would Martha Stewart do?
Bite the head off a live turkey.
Yeah.
You know what, friends? I think we go green. I think it's fun, and I think we should embrace fun. Yeah. So my knees aren't fun. I'm good. I'm good. All right, well, now that we got our color decided, I'm gonna pull up my table saw and we're just gonna start ripping these into 2.5 inches each. Then we will drill our holes and then we will stain these all up in a green. And then we just gotta wait for this bad boy to dry, which also I need to take that into account when cutting. Oh man, I don't know if I wanna cut in my garage now because I don't have a proper vac system. Maybe we need to cut these outside. Yeah, I'm gonna cut outside. Well, friends, something very bad just happened. As I was sanding, one of the bench sides fell and the leg completely snapped off. No. I went on Facebook Marketplace. I found a guy who is also selling some cast iron pieces and it looks to be the same design as this. It seems like they're kind of similar everywhere, which is a good sign for me. So now my cheap bench makeover is now turning into a much more expensive makeover because now I gotta go buy another set and then clean that one, finish it, spray it. I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated. I'm gonna wait to hear back from this guy though. I guess we just keep moving forward with the wood pieces and then hope this guy gets back to me and hopefully I can go pick it up today. No! Okay. I was still feeling kind of weird about the green, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I pumped myself up for the green, the light keeps changing on the house all day, and now looking at the green against it, it just looks so icky. So I took a photo of it, I put it up on my Patreon because that's what my Patreon's for, because if you're not a part of it, you should join. But I went to my Patreon and said, guys, help me out. And everyone said the green did not look good against the brown gray that my house is. And I was like, yep, there it is. I was right. So I think I'm just gonna go natural. I was like, maybe I'll go with the natural cedar tone, a little bit more yellowy, but I think I just wanted to go natural. I'm like so stressed about the bench now that I can't even think straight. So I'm like, I'm just so sad. All right, I'm gonna do this. Let's stain this cedar wood. Just so sad. I am just devastated. I can't believe that happened.
Somewhere along the way, somehow we ended up at a crossroad and we got lost.
Oh, our guy answered. He gave me a number. I'm in devastation mode, so how fast could I come pick it up? Perfect. Okay, well then I will see you around 6 o'clock-ish. All right, we have our cast iron bench again. All right, I better get staining one side so that we can go pick up this bench. Oh my gosh. Anyway, friends, this has been a journey. I feel like this has been a true test of my patience this week. I found out that the new thrifted bench sides were actually not the same as the originals. They were bigger and heavier, so that's nice. So what I had to do was clean both of them, spray paint both of them, and now they're ready to go. I've done both sides, it's good to go, and I think this is gonna work. So windy out today. Okay. We're gonna decide where this is gonna go. I think, well, this is kind of nice actually, where this is. Maybe aligned with there. Where do you guys think I should put it? Lower, higher, maybe there. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, so then that'll sit there. Yeah. Look how cute this looks. I mean, and she's on there. I don't think she's gonna go anywhere. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Look at that. Oh my goodness, what a lovely pop of pink. I mean, is this not the most darling thing you've ever seen? I mean, you've probably seen it. They're everywhere. I like it. Oh, that's so lovely. Well, I think it's time to friggin' assemble this bench. The simplest project has taken the most days, and I just can't understand why. Well, I understand why. That was on me. Oh, and yesterday I was looking at my wood pieces, and then I realized because these are bigger and heavier, my wood holes don't fit.
You're joking about that, right?
So then I had to take the backup pieces that I wasn't planning on using, cut those, clean them up, and refinish them with the natural cedar. So these have no holes in them. So I'm just gonna work piece by piece, mark the hole, drill the hole, and then secure it in because I just feel like that's maybe the safer route to go right now. Okay, cedar piece one. I think this is the best way to do it. Then I can just mark the hole, and then that's where I drill. We have piece, we have screw with bolt. Would you look at that? The first piece is in! I think this is gonna work. So I say we just go into montaggio mode and let's get this bench built because I want to take a seat, my friends. Editor, roll that music. No, wrong track. Roll a different track. We need something upbeat and sassy. Go! Okay, so I ran into a snag that I think the only way to solve this is cutting 2 pieces into half pieces. So let me show you. At the top and the bottom of the bench, there's a curve. You see this curve? So there's like no way to create 2 pieces well for that curve unless I cut them and do smaller pieces. It's just like this is either going to be hanging out, and the same thing goes for up here unless these overlaps. So there's just like no good way to go about this other than just cutting it down. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So the bench journey continues. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to work out.
Keep telling yourself that.
Well, friends, the main entryway pieces are finally complete, and now I think it's time we finally bring this little entryway space together. I knew I needed some kind of large decor item for this wall, and I found this lovely art piece at HomeSense. I was kind of shocked. I loved the height of it, and I felt this really complemented the bench and kind of made the whole space feel a little bit more cohesive with the black metal design inside and the frame being a wood color. I wanted some height beside the bench, so I got this raised planter and filled it with maiden grass that's tall and wispy. I added my lavender below for a pop of purple, and the color of this planter is just the perfect way to tie in my DIY house number sign. I really wanted the big one full of green, so I filled it with different herbs. The mint smelled so good. Behind the big blue planter, I added some height with a wood box and added beautiful daisies, and this just makes me so happy. Of course, my latest thrift find Wilbur had to make an appearance, and I finished it off with one more smaller blue planter with these lovely pink flowers to tie in my house sign. In the last piece, I added this welcome cocoa mat, but as a reminder, let's take it back to the beginning when my exterior entryway lacked all the curb appeal in the world. Look at that. It really had nothing going for it. Well, let's fast forward to today because this entryway is now a complete step up. Bring on that curb appeal, my friends. Now this entryway feels so defined. It's like this beautiful little oasis. We have this wonderful bench now that probably is going to be a glorified Amazon package holder, but that's not the point. We don't focus on these things. Someone may sit here. The entryway is one of the most important places because it sets the tone for the rest of your home, and I finally feel like I have an entryway that exudes personality, my personality, that's full of color and life and fun and DIYs. Oh man, friends, I just love this entryway so much. I love the color that it brings in and just the life it feels and smells because of this plant. So good. And I just like the pops of warmth that we were able to bring with the wood. I love this art piece. I wasn't sure about this art piece when I first bought it, but I really think that with the black iron and the wood element, it just really pulls from the bench, so it brings the whole space together. But you guys should let me know, what did you think of this entryway? Comment down below and give this video a big thumbs up if you loved it. And of course, a big thank you again to the sponsor of today's episode, BetterHelp. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you. Visit betterhelp.com/DIY-Danie or choose my channel DIY Danie during sign up and enjoy a special 10% discount on your first month. Also, so much love to my Patreon family, guys. Without you, I don't know if I would have gotten here with the bench. We would have made way bigger mistakes. So thank you for your support. That is what this Patreon is for. When you're going through these motions of I don't know what to do, you lean on your community of DIY creatives and they help you see the things that you can't see because you're so boggled down with decision making. I love my Patreon. If you're looking for a community of DIYers to join in your fun, then go join. The link is in my description box. And with that said, I think this DIY diary has come to a close. The entryway is done and I couldn't be happier. My friends, stay positive, stay creative, and keep on DIYing. Bye-bye. My goodness, now I can just take a seat. I love this for me. Hello, Mr. Daisy.